Okay. Hello, everyone. So let's give 2 minutes and then we'll start the session. Okay. We'll go on the mute.
Sure.
Okay, great. Hey, we can start this session now. Okay, let me share my screen quickly. So hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. So thank you for joining the session and thank you for watching this. So my name is Arvind and I will be taking care of the session. So we are going to see how we can build kind of portals and how we can automate the real use cases in Power Pages and then automate that through the Power Automate and then do some real-time actions like how to save the data, get the data, and how this is beneficiary from others. So this is the topics for today event. And along with me, like we have some other speakers. So the total table content is like we are going to talk about how it works and what introduction and then Power Page and use case and then little bit architecture overview and then we will go through live demo and then we'll see how we can design it, how we can develop it and then we will see security and best practices and then we will go through the QA and closing session. So along with me, like I have Aniket, who is a low-code developer at Pro Inceptions, and I have Saurabh Day, who is an AI engineer, who is mostly working on the Power Automate and AI stuff, Azure AI and all. So let's have talk about the Pro Inception. If you talk about the Pro Inceptions, we are like a decade-old company. We are mostly working on the driving the digital transformation through hyper automation, where we solve the problem through low-code RPA and process excellence, like where we are working with some kind of integration tools and integrations and everything. We are located in Pune, but our teams are across India, and we are situated in United States, New Jersey. And then specializations, we are mostly working in hyper automation, low code platforms, intelligence automations like RPA, integration platforms, iPaaS solutions. And then we have 13 plus years of in digital process automation expertise. Our core tool is UiPath, Nintex, K2, OutSystem, Power Platforms, Azure, and all. So for next one, I will hand over this to Saurabh. Saurabh, over to you now.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Arvind. So if I go with the slide, so if let's talk about why we use Power Pages and Power Automate rather than we have multiple options for Power Platform, that is Canvas app, model-driven apps. So let's see, a Canvas app only allow the internal users, the internal peoples from the organization. It doesn't allow the external users to interact with your application. But Power Pages allow you to add Azure B2C or any other authentication provider. And you can give the access to your Power Page website to your external users. And then it's completely secure by Azure AD and other authentication providers. We can discuss about it later. But we have some low code tools, easy to develop the Power Pages using drag and drop features. And we have some VS Code you can use coding to create your pages like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And we can easily integrate your data sources like Dataverse, SharePoint, and custom data connection as well. And we have Power Automate to build the backend logic, and Power Automate easily allow you to drag and drop your application, and it can integrate almost like 700 plus services, as well as some external services using HTTP connectors and using your custom connectors. And we can use some trigger based condition because Power Automate has some trigger options like recurrence trigger, schedule trigger, as well as we have some other triggers like when a form is submitted and also when a file is uploaded. These kind of features we are allowed. So I will go to the architecture or high level overview to the next slide. So then we can discuss about it a bit deeper. So as you can see, we have a simple high level architecture of Microsoft Power Pages using a Dataverse and SQL and SharePoint as a data source. And as you can see, we have Power Pages as a front end, and we have authentication layer as Azure B2C. So Azure B2C, again, it allow you Google login, Microsoft login, and LinkedIn login as well. And we have SQL to store your structure table data. We have SharePoint to use as libraries to hold your documents. And we have Dataverse as a primary data source where you are storing your user informations, user logins, and everything, user credentials. So as you can see from Power Automate, you can connect with your Graph APIs, external APIs, custom connectors. So there are endless of possibilities using Power Automate and Power Pages you can integrate with. So if I go with the architecture overview, you can see like we have the front end layer that is the Power Pages. Again, it will be as a drag and drop creation, or you can create a custom web page using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then we have authentication layer that is we are right now we are using Azure B2C as an authentication provider. But you can use direct Microsoft authentication for your internal users. You can use Google authentication. You can use local logins as well. And we have the data layer, as I already told you. So you have like Dataverse as a primary database, then SQL Server as a structured data, and you have SharePoint as a list or documents. So backend automation. So we have Power Automate. So if we are integrated with Power Automate, so we have n number of automation that is available in our Power Pages. So you can see we have cross-system orchestrations as well. You can integrate your AI solutions. You can integrate your document intelligence. So there are n number of possibilities using Power Automate. And then key integration possible, Microsoft 365, obviously with Power Automate, you can do that. And third-party gateway, if you have Jira, you have Salesforce, and any other payment gateways that are also possible using Power Automate and Power Pages. And if you have legacy system, any other system that built with any other tools and you want to integrate with that, so that is also possible through custom connector. And now I think we will go with a live demo, and then we can look at the actual solution. So let's hand over to Aniket.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, Aniket, you can carry on.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aniket Kumar, and I am a low-code developer at ProInception. Today, I will be showcasing a real-life example of vendor onboarding process through using the power of Power Pages and Power Platform, Power Automate. So as you can see, it's the home screen of the vendor onboarding portal. These all portal are built upon the Power Pages platform, and Power Pages platform provides us a lot of templates, basic templates, but we can use a VS Code feature to integrate the code of the page and make our page look more good and eye-catching. So let me show you what I have done. So I have written the code for creating this home page. Like I have written the custom HTML, custom CSS, and custom JavaScript for this home page. As like that only, I have created custom pages for other pages too, like uh, these pages, like HTML pages for this. So let me show you how this portal works. So first of all, like let me shine out from there. So whenever a new vendor comes upon the portal, here it will hit the submit onboarding request. Then as because the Power Pages allows us for a RBAC, which is known as role-based access control. Because of that, we can I have given access only to authenticated people to access the form. So for that, I need to be login first. So Power Pages allows us to a lot more way to login, like a local account. We can log in through local account, like login through Gmail, login through other means, or we can register by also. Or there is an invitation feature also. Any company, any organization can invite a certain vendor to log in, so they can redeem their invitation from there also. There is one Microsoft Entra ID. Before it was known as Azure B2C. This ID is a Microsoft ID, which helps us to log into a Microsoft platform. So we will be using that Microsoft Entra ID, and through that, add login into the page. And this is the vendor onboarding, simple basic vendor onboarding form. And I will fill the
So basically, what Aniket you are showing, like Power Pages enable us to integrate with B2C, or these are all are like a very much kind of a easy way of handling and configuring. I mean, you can easily go with your portals and apps, and you can easily configure with your Gmail or whatever third party, I mean, login systems you have. And that's how Power Pages are very easy to kind of integrate with your login systems. Or you can go into your Azure portals and you can configure Azure B2C, and then again you can configure Azure B2C into your portals, and you can allow users to log in the way they want, right?
right.
Yeah.
So as you can see, I have filled the dummy data in it, and after hitting the submit, it will show me a pop-up for submission confirmed. As it is confirmed, I will be receiving a confirmation mail over there. Like, see, I have received a confirmation mail from the portal that my request has been submitted successfully. This is my request ID, requester name, and the submission date. These all things are working because of a powerful tool called Microsoft Power Automate. This is the flow in on which Power Automate helps us to automatically automate all the manual tasks, and like there you can see this is our flow which is working in behind. This will take care of all the backend process, which doesn't needs any manual tasks to be followed. As you can see, our trigger is when a row is being added to our dataverse. Let me show you my dataverse. Yeah, this is our dataverse table named vendor submission. And as you can see, this is the latest record request which have been submitted into it, this 1016. Acme Supplies, Acme, this one. This is as this is being saved into the Dataverse, a flow is being triggered, and this flow is being triggered as as the row is added. It sends an confirmation mail to a user, which I have shown you right now. This is the confirmation mail which we have received. Then it sends an approval to the approver of the organization to approve or reject the vendor to onboard onto the portal or not. So let me show you. I have received. See, this is a this is the one approve or reject request. Vendor onboarding approve and reject request. I have received by an approver either to reject or approve the approver to access the portal. So now I would like to approve it and give a comment. Welcome board, and hit then submit. Then I will show you the flow. It will take a little time to check. As you can see, I have approved there. So after that approve, as it received that approver had approved the request, there is a condition I have created, and because of that condition checks that it's true. Because of that, it will follow the true pathway and follow uh, all the trigger points, all the things like updating a row. First of all, we have updated the row to make the status pending, and now I have approved the row by making the status to the approved section. Like I will show you. You can see the request status. It was pending before, but now after refreshing the data, now it is changed to approved, and a mail will be sent to the vendor. See, I have received a mail from the organization from Pro Inception that I have been approved. I have been approved on the portal, and uh, this is how this flow works. This is a simple example of the power apps, Power Automate, and Power Pages, and it helps to create a portal or it helps to ease the manual task by a lot. Manual It reduces the manual task a lot and also increases the efficiency of an organization. Now I would like to hand over to Saurav to some of what we have talked till now.
Maybe Aniket, can you just go over and share something like how we create the Power Pages portals around
Yeah.
maybe for the beginner? Just go and show something and put some control. So there is a way what you can do, like you can create out of box, and then either you can do some customization and you can create more interactive kind of portals, right? So this is something where you can go make.powerpage.coms, right? And then the moment you go, you will have some different kind of options, and then here you can start with a blank or you can start with a template, right? So maybe if you want to go and try, you can start with some template and you can see that. But let's go with the blank, Aniket, and show something how you have created this portal.
As you can see, there are various kinds of templates, built-in templates provided by Pages to create a external facing website or web page. Uh, they have, these all templates are according to their special needs. You can customize them according to yourself also. Like there are various like program registration. If you have any program registration event coming up, you can create that web page also. You can create a FAQ, question and answer page for there, like that. So let's Right now, guess this this is developer environment. This don't allow any new site to register itself. So that's let me show you how to create a page itself. Like we can create a page just by clicking on there, or create a format like landing page or a sub page which you want to create, or a custom layout page by according to your needs. You can create you can keep a name like test page, give a name to it, add a page in it. There are various components like text, buttons, or images, video, card gallery. Let me show you how I use the form, how I use the form in it. So there it's a connect there option called form is there. Then I will click new form. First, you have to select the data source. So where the data will be saved, like account. I created one table like vendor submission. I will select the form. I will create the name of the form, like info about vendors. Then click OK. Then a form will be created like that. And there are various options present in it. Like if you want to give captcha, show captcha for the users or not, you can discontinue from there. You can use you can give attachment option also. And yeah, this is how you can inbuilt a form in your Power Pages. And you can use this VS Code feature to make it look more appealing to the user.
So when you have to do some customization, you can go and then write your HTMLs and all, and then you can just save it, right?
Right. So
Okay. And in this one, you can handle access denied and everything so as well,
yes,
because those are out of box. I mean, page. You can just go and use that, and you can do that. Okay.
yeah, I want to show that like if I want like this test page, I want to give permission like this called RBAC, role-based access control. I can give roles like I can give access to this page only about based upon the rules, like only administrators can access this page, or authenticated users can access the page, or any like a vendor web rule I have created to for the vendors. If I enable this to them, this page will be only accessible to them only, like that.
Okay.
Hmm. Yes, and as we have known that Microsoft Intra ID is there, which allows users to access this web page more securely.
Got it. Maybe show something how you connected with Power Automate here, and page
Yeah.
button to Power Automate, just so that.
Like this is our flow, vendor onboarding flow. For this, first thing we need one is trigger point. We need it to trigger a flow to enact. So I have created one used a trigger called when a row is added to a dataverse, this trigger. So I've changed type. I've used added whenever a row is being added to the dataverse, then this flow is being triggered. A table which is going to be hit is like called vendor submission, as I've shown over there. Like vendor submission table is there. Then uh, then this after using this, after using this, it's being connected to the table dataverse which we are accessing. After that, I have used a mail to give confirmation mail over there, mail to the vendor whenever a new vendor request is submitted successfully. After that, an approval being generated to the approver to either to reject or either to approve. After that, I have used a row, this update connector. This connector I have used just to update the status of the request. I have updated the request over here to pending. After this, I have used one wait for an approval connector. Why it is being used? Because I have created it waits until and unless the approver reject or accepts the request. After the user reject or approve the request, uh, there is a condition follows up, and this condition is like if the outcome of this wait for an approval is approved, then it will enact in true pathway, and if it is not approved, then it will follow the false pathway. This is how this vendor onboarding flow works.
Okay, great. Thank you, Aniket. Maybe we'll go over to Saurabh again, and then we'll talk more about. So share that PPT again, PDF, Aniket.
So yeah, so let me know if you are sharing the PPT. All right. So as you can see, if I go to the slide, please. All right. So this is the home page that already Aniket talked about that. So this is the request, all the requests. So this is a list of the requests where you can store your request and you can export that as a CSV or Excel. Then you can download that or you can create a new one. So, and again, so if I go to the login page, so Aniket, can you go to the login page? So yeah, so all right. So as you can see, there is two authentication method is allowed here. So it's a local login. So user can register themselves as a local user, and then their data will be stored into Dataverse table as a user table. And then there is a Microsoft Entra ID login that is allow you to use your Entra ID. So this is tenant specific or anyone outside your tenant specific. So they need to have a Microsoft Entra ID to log into your page. So if we go to the Microsoft Entra ID login, so it will get the user details by when user logged in, it will get the user details like username, their emails and everything. And then it will store the same data into your user table. So this is the specific. So user need to allow your page if the user is from outside your tenant. So they need to allow the page to get the details from your Entra ID account. So basic details like email ID, name and everything. And then it will store the data into your user table so that the page can access the user details. So which user is logged in and their emails and everything via Azure Entra ID. And you again, the user, if you user register from a local login, so user can give their details by manually, and then the data will be stored into your local table. So now again, go to the PPT. If you can go to the PPT again.
Yeah,
All right. So yeah, so again, so if this is the landing page, what we already told you, like you can export your all the request and then give that for the stakeholders to check the data and then their request like approval, and there you can add more fields over here like who approved the request, when they approved the request, and their comments as well. And again, this is the admin dashboard. So there are a number of features that you can allow. So right now we only allowed like request ID, then company name, vendor name, and request status. But you can add your own custom, custom data fields like when the user used submitted the form, when it is approved. So you can have a timeline when the vendor come in and then when vendor got approved. So you can create a dashboard into that and you can track the processes. If I go to the next page, if you have Aniket, so let's go to the next page. So this is the login page we already talked about. Like we have an enter ID authentication here, but you can use Azure B2C as well. You can use Google authentication. You can use LinkedIn authentication. So if you are you want to restrict the use within your tenant, so you can use Azure enter ID or only tenant to tenant, only Microsoft specific login. So if your company has the Microsoft as your enter ID and your vendor company has the Microsoft enter ID and you only allow the enter ID login, so you can enable only enter ID login, or else you can use the local logins as well. But the thing is, when you use only Microsoft enter ID, it will be more layer of security and it is more secure. And if your website is specifically for the end user, not the B2B connection, so you can use Azure B2C. So this will allow any of the Google, Microsoft, LinkedIn account or any other login option. So you can use like phone number based login, like the OTP based logins as well. So there are multiple customization there as a authentication providers. So you can leverage that using Power Pages portal, and you can use sensitive data security, dataverse permission, RABC role-based access controls. So there are a number of security features provided by Microsoft. We have complete Microsoft documentation about the security and everything. So they are completely secure and it is completely provided by Microsoft as well. So if I go to the next slide, yeah. So there are key takeaways from this presentation. We have Power Pages that that create the professional external portals for with minimal or no coding or low coding. You can say if you are going to use some custom HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And we have Power Automate that seamlessly provide the backend, as well as you can use directly connect the Power Automate to your portal. Otherwise, you can use some trigger-based authentication, like when a record is submitted, when a form is submitted, something like that. Or you can directly connect your Power Automate with your portal, and that will be direct integration. So any button click, any action performing into your portal, so it will be directly go to the Power Automate flow. It will trigger that, and it will perform the actions what you created. And then it is easily can integrate with SharePoint, SQL Server, Outlook, Teams. So there are a number of Graphs API that you can easily integrate with your Power Page portal, with Power Automate, and there are like security, data governance, and everything. So they are secure with Microsoft role-based access control, Azure Enter ID, and Azure B2C. And there are some other authentication provider like Google, LinkedIn, Microsoft. Just if you want to have a specific authentication provider like Google or something, so you can add that as well. So yeah, so this is all the key takeaways. So we'll now go with the Q&As. So if you guys have some questions, so we are happy to answer them. So let's have some questions now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Saurabh. And thank you, Aniket. So we can go through some question and answer. Let's see if any questions we have. Okay. If there are no questions, then we can conclude the session, guys. And thank you for listening. If you have any questions or anything, you can reach out to at our email address info@proinception.com. And thank you for watching the session. Thank you, Aniket. Thank you, Saurabh.
Yeah,
Look forward for more session now. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you so much.